Hi, Object Show friendos. How are you all doing? Mikey Bly back with another episode of Object Show Roundup today. I do hope you're all taking care of yourselves and feeling awesome. But if you are not feeling awesome, then I hope things get better for you. It's awesome to be here to do another episode of this. Let's do some quick intro stuff before we get into our actual channel updates from other channels, I mean. So my Trevor Project fundraiser has come to an end. We have raised the $1,000 target, actually $1,025. One of my friends at work sent me 25 directly to me that I'm going to have to put in there myself later. But we've made it. We did it. We got the goal, which means I am getting my hair dyed potentially next week. And I am also getting an Object Show tattoo. And, well, I'll talk more about that later on because that ties into a specific update I have to do about someone else specific. So we'll get there when we get there. But super exciting. Thank you everybody who helped spread the word, did anything you could to help that campaign. It's amazing to get to the total. And yeah, wow. Just overwhelming. It was a really good September, but it tired me out so much. It's going to take me all of October to recover because I was promoting that campaign so much and arranging things in the background, and then yeah, again, we'll be talking about something specific later on. I don't want to go into it now because no, I'm leaving it for later. Let's get into the channel updates. So over to AnimationEpic first and foremost, and yes, Inanimate Insanity Season 1 Remastered is back today. Yep, keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be out, going to be around at some point. I am really excited to see how this episode shakes out with the remaster because obviously we do have Teddy Bear and Sparky in season 4 right now. I wonder if they sneak in a little bit more character lore in the background, or if they just do a flat just remake of the episode with new voices. Obviously, I'm pretty sure we'll have the newer voices for Teddy and Sparky in there. Either way, is it going to be interesting to see how this one shakes out? Wonder if we get any little bit of interaction with Belle, because what happened to Belle at the beginning of season 4? Is it going to be any kind of... I don't know. But I'm excited to see it come back again. Obviously, they were busy doing other things over the summer, so this was on a bit of a haul. But it's nice to see it back, and I am excited to see how this episode shakes out. We will talk about it more next week. We won't have to do a deep dive on this because the remastered episodes are pretty much the same length as the original episodes, and they're not super long. And unless there's any major changes between this and the original episode, we don't really need to do any deep dives on it, really, but we'll have a bit of a chat about it for sure. All right, let's move over to Centrifuger now, who I woke up on Monday morning and was greeted to this. TRIPWIRE 3 in 3 days. Ominous. Always ominous. It's TRIPWIRE. I mean, if you've watched any of it, you know why it's... nothing good ever seems to happen in any episodes of TRIPWIRE. So we just got this. It looked like just a stage, a couple of logs, like log stools around it. It's snowing. So that's all we got. And I was like, oh, great. We get to have some TRIPWIRE fun this week. And of course, the episode did come out, which means it's time to talk about TRIPWIRE 3. And spoiler alert, we are going to deep dive into episode 3 here. We're going to go over all the things that happened in the episode. If you have not got around to watching it yet, then probably it's best to just wander away for this chapter and then come back for the next one. But if when you do go and watch it, maybe come back afterwards and see what I had to say about it. If you haven't watched any of TRIPWIRE yet, this is something else I always say. Head on over to Centrifuge channel, check TRIPWIRE out. It's really well put together show. It's really good. The story is going places, and I am excited to see where it goes. But for now, yeah, here's your cue to go if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, I think we're in the clear. I think we're good to get going. Okay, TRIPWIRE episode 3. So the episode starts with a discussion between two unseen characters.
You know I hate waiting like this. I want what was promised to me. It's been at least 70 dozen millennia. I'm getting tired of this defective body. I play Rook.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure this one out. The scene looks very decrepit, like, and I just wonder if the words we see on the screen with no voice is maybe Herrick, perhaps, and maybe the voice we actually hear, the one that wants a body, maybe the body they want or get is whoever wins the show that's going on, the contest. There's so many things this could be. We just getting these little like drips of information in every episode, which it keeps things interesting for people who want to do deep dive theories on things. There's also some ARG stuff. I haven't heard anything about that for a while because I haven't been checking the comments of the comments on the episodes are really good for people who've been deep diving into stuff and looking at other things. So there's probably some things I have missed, and if I have, I will have to circle back on them because I completely forgot to look into it. But there's definitely lots of cool stuff going on, and it's just a little bit here and a little bit there, and I really like that. It's like rather than whack you with all the information at once, it's just a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. So, who knows? Anyway, after that intro sequence, we cut to a house, which it's got missing posters that show Raphael and Cooper on the post out the telegraph pole outside, which I thought was a really nice little touch. And then inside the house, we see Quinn for the first time. So Quinn's a character we were introduced to during a casting call for the character. And Sentry did, when Quinn was cast, said, "Oh, you're going to love the Australian, little Australian voice for this character." So it's also cool because in Quinn's room, there is an Australia flag hanging up, which is really fun. Anyway, Quinn is scrolling through a website that shows an image of Madeline, who we saw briefly in the first episode, if you recall.
Nitrogen monoxide. I did not mean to.
Don't believe anything she says. This isn't a game. My name is Madeline. Please don't forget me. When Harry shows the cabin, you need to look up.
Anyway, the screen that Quinn is scrolling through also shows us that Madeline is a wire study employee. Wire study. So that could also tie into why eliminated contestants in the show get wire-ified. It's too much of a coincidence. Surely wire study, being wired, and the characters just explode into a pile of wires that are constantly in pain. I gotta stop thinking about that because it's just not nice to think about. So we see that Quinn has a kind of classic conspiracy board set up as well behind the computer that has a picture of Evelyn on it. And Evelyn is listed as perhaps the culprit of the disappearance or a close accomplice. Interesting. Interesting. So Evelyn is a very interesting character. She definitely seems to not know loads about what's going on in wherever they are, but she definitely clued up on a lot of things from what we've seen. So how Quinn has come to all this stuff, I don't know. Quinn must have been doing some deep dives into stuff themselves. But yeah, it shows that some of these missing people, like, they're known by or being looked into by others, like specifically Quinn in this case. Or maybe it is just Quinn. I don't know. But I mean, it's hard to tell because we haven't seen much of the regular world except for like the first episode a little bit, and some of the shorts. So the character we saw in the short Minnesota paper trail, which we watched, which we included in last week's episode, who's called Paisley, walks through the door and looks kind of flustered about Quinn being deep in the investigation again. Quinn says they're heading out to the police station, which matches up with the version of events that Paisley does tell us in the paper trail, and that's what Quinn said, heading to the police station when they disappeared. And then Quinn just marches out through the front door, and, Paisley's like all angry and night Quinn and slams the door, and then Quinn's like, "I'm going to the police station anyway." So, like, at the end of that clip, we hear that reverberating click sound, which Paisley also mentioned in the paper trail. So it's important, maybe not vital, but very useful to watch those mini episodes when they come out, because they do tie into either what we're about to see, because the same thing happened with Raphael's birthday party minisode. So it's like it's kind of like the Nightly Manor doing their little extra little mini things in between things as well. It's a very cool little way of doing things, and it's a nice little extra thing to give people while they're waiting for a full episode of something, just like a minute or so of just a little bit of a hint at something. Also, a little side note there, not sure if you saw it, and I can't tell for sure, but it looks like there's a plush or a figurine of Cleo from Sacrificially Solitary on the desk. That would be really little fun, cute addition if that was the case. Makes you think, is Quinn a fan of the show? Who knows? But it was a nice, fun little touch if that was Cleo. I mean, like, same shape, same kind of color. Pretty sure it's Cleo. Pretty sure that's who it was. So we swap scenes, and we're in the contest grounds now, with Quinn running through the trees, looking unsurprisingly a little bit, concerned about everything. Like in one place, and then all of a sudden you're in a random place. How did that happen? They come across the cabin where the players have been staying, and then take a tumble down a hill on the way there, before Evelyn appears, and the two eye each other suspiciously. Kind of interesting how Evelyn's the first one to dash out and kind of try and see what's going on. Inside the cabin, everyone's kind of sat around looking, pretty miserable, a little bit worse for wear. They're not having the best of times right now, so who can blame them? Then Cooper notices that Evelyn and Quinn are arguing with each other outside. And then Celeste bolts for the door. Cooper tells Wormple to stay inside. And then outside, we find out that Celeste and Quinn actually know each other.
You! You are the object behind all of this!
Who are you? How did you get here?
No! I get to ask the questions right now. First off, where am I? How do I leave? And how did you bring me?
Quincy? I'm so sorry, Quincy. Oh God. Oh my God.
Is this Celeste? Wait, hold on. What's going on here? How do you know these objects?
So this plays into, again, the fact that everybody that Herrick, presumably Herrick, is bringing into this place, it is it's never a coincidence. It's not just random people being plucked from random places. There are connections between these characters, and people are being brought in very, very intentionally. So as soon as Celeste recognized Quinn, I was like, this ties in again. It's like, you could initially have argued that Raphael was a random selection because Raphael didn't know anybody else who was there. But honestly, he was brought in as a way to show what happens when someone gets eliminated. Raphael was brought in as just a sacrifice. Poor Raphael. F's in the chat for Raphael. Still so sad to think about. But that's exactly why he was brought in. So, yeah, okay, I don't want to think about it. So Quinn is definitely there for a reason too, is essentially what I was putting together there. Quinn refuses to let Evelyn explain anything about what's happening. Mentions dead and missing test subjects, specifically while talking to Evelyn. I know what you did kind of situation. Very ominous. And again, what has Quinn found out? What does Quinn know? What did Quinn find out in that investigation that they were doing? But test subject is always kind of how, like, Herrick views the people that she brought into this place. So what does Evelyn have to do with all of this? What does everybody here have to do with all of this? But Evelyn then explains that everyone's being held against their will, and that she's using Madeline's notes as a paper trail to try and find a way out. But before the conversation can continue, I really made a mess of that sentence, but Herrick interrupts them.
How can I trust you?
My apologies for the disruption. Welcome, Ring Candy, to the Synthetic Beach Island Testing Initiative. For those who are uninitiated with the aim of this project, this competition will serve as a dual-purpose evaluation. You will all face each other in an assortment of challenges to determine who will emerge victorious. This individual will be allowed to return home. For your next challenge, you will be engaging in a scavenger hunt. I have scattered various tokens across the enclosure, and it is your team's objective to procure the largest amount possible. In turn, the group with the least amount of tokens will be put up for elimination. Kindly move yourselves in 2 pairs of 2.
So we have a scavenger hunt on our hands now. And teams of 2. That's going to make the elimination very interesting. If there's only 2 people up, does that mean everyone get to vote for which one of the 2? Or do the team have to pick between it's you or the other one, right? How is this going to shake out? And how is everybody going to cope with the fact that there's a contest happening again, there's a challenge going on, which means that somebody's going to get eliminated? Never a good thing. So Evelyn starts describing the wirification process to Quinn at this point, but Ricky cuts her off, saying, nope, they'll see it soon enough. That's such an ominous line to be said out loud, but it's played off so, I don't know what the right phrase is here, kind of lightly, kind of just like without any emotion to it. It really gave me shivers to just like, Ricky just be like, they'll see it soon enough. Just accepting that, yep, someone's gonna die, or whatever dying is in this place. It's like, is it dying? It's kind of like a dead alive situation going on. Either way, it really made me go, the way Ricky said that. But anyway, Evelyn, Ricky, Cooper, and Wurmple then head into the cabin, while Quinn exclaims that everyone will go Lord of the Flies on each other soon enough. Lovely reference there. Lovely Lord of the Flies. What a cool little reference. Celeste just laughs that comment off and suggests they keep their distance. So they walk away from the cabin. They're like, look, let's not get any more potential arguments going on here between Quinn and anybody else. So Celeste's just like, let's just take my buddy away here. Because they don't know how they really know each other. But Celeste's like, I'm just going to look after you. Come on, let's just leave. And then we go back into the cabin. And Evelyn explains that Madeline kept a video diary while stuck in this place. Cooper kind of nervously asks as well if this is a wire study thing. So that harks right back to what the site with Madeline on it from the beginning of the episode showed earlier, that Madeline was a wire study employee. But Evelyn just kind of goes, don't worry about that now. I was trying to shrug that off. Again, kind of suspicious behavior. Evelyn doesn't want to get deep into that discussion right now. And she says, don't worry about it. Anyway, it looks like Madeline's been here for a year. And I was like, a year? What the heck? It's like this big shock to them all. But Evelyn produces a file about Madeline and recommends not reading it. I don't know why she pulled it out if she doesn't want anybody to read it. But she definitely makes sure that Cooper doesn't get a hold of it. She kind of goes, She says, no, need to find a way out first, but also not getting eliminated. So it's like they all need to work together, figure out how to get out of here, and try and just limit how many more people get eliminated. I mean, preferably 0, right? That's the correct number of people you would want to get eliminated. 0 more. That's what you hope, anyway. So Ricky decides, I'll go and find a token to at least keep us in, or get more than one to. I don't. It's kind of like the challenge is a very side story here, which, you know, when there's a bigger plot going on that's clearly nothing to do with challenges and eliminations, it makes sense that the challenge is kind of sidelined. But it's funny though, because after Ricky goes, there is a cute scene where Cooper shows Evelyn how to hold Wurmple. It feels out of place at the same time. It's nice to have a little bit of a cute moment like this, but it feels so weird considering everything they're going through right now. But like I say, it was kind of nice for a brief moment. You could kind of go, oh, adorable. So then Evelyn and Cooper have a bit of a chat. Cooper guessing correctly that Evelyn is an only child, while he explains he had 10 brothers, so he's got this dad stuff sorted. It's such a wholesome little scene until the camera pans out and we see that Evelyn's thrown her own information from her own file into the bin. Yeah. Interesting. And then, oh yeah, the camera keeps panning out, and would you look at that? We can see a little bit more of that text now. There's a reference to the deaths of Tommy Copwell and Lewis Copwell being in a comatose state. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is 2 of Cooper's brothers. And Lewis Copwell, the one in a comatose state, if you remember one of the other minisodes where we see where Cooper got brought into the contest grounds, he's like zonked on a couch, like sleeping on a couch, and there's like another device next to him that's got like the screen's just off. I'm like, is that Lewis then? Because that seemed like a comatose state to me. So I feel like that ties into that. So Evelyn had something to do with that. And Quinn, it goes back to Quinn again saying, missing and dead test subjects. So Evelyn has been doing some very nefarious stuff. She's trying to hide it. She's trying to hide it specifically because, I mean, the sheet of paper also says that Evelyn and Cooper have been put into the enclosure together. So that's what this place is called then, the enclosure? This is where they are, the enclosure. But they've been put together to arouse conflict. I mean, it does explain why she throws it, but she probably doesn't want anyone to see that because it's going to cause conflict with not just Cooper, mostly Cooper, because Cooper's going to see those familiar names on that sheet of paper and it won't go well. But it just, there's a sinister side to Evelyn's character, which has just kind of been bubbling around, and it's like this is kind of bringing it to the forefront a lot more. I know we'll be looking more into this. Evelyn is a key player in whatever's going on here, and she's definitely not letting on everything that she knows. Right, then we head back outside, and we see Leapstar handing Ricky a scavenger token. And then we see Celeste. It kind of pans over to Celeste and Quinn sitting on a little bridge together. It's the one we saw before when Ricky and Cooper were talking to each other in the last episode. So Quinn's saying that everyone's going to turn on each other as the challenges go on, because it's just the nature of things. You know, if there's so much at stake, people don't want to lose. Celeste says that everyone's working together to try and escape. So it's like Celeste's trying to say, look, challenges are happening, but we're also trying to work together to figure this out. But then we get a really, really amazing scene, a fantastic scene, exploring a little bit more about Quinn's character.
I still hear the telephone ringing in my mind.
What?
I remember the jumbled, tangled cord hanging from the investigation table. After that, the visions that came to me, the voices in my head. I'd ring that touchstone telephone and tell everyone who could help. But no one ever believed me.
Voices? Quinn, that's all fiction.
The police said that I was crazy. The FBI said I was crazy. I tried contacting the CIA to tell them all my theories. And guess what? They thought I was crazy too.
Quinn, you're scaring me.
Scaring you? Is the truth scary to you, Celeste? Ugh, this stupid bird keeps following me around.
Yeah, and if you recognized that style, it's because those scenes were done by Raver, whose show Thursday we talked about last time. This is so cool to see, and it like as soon as it popped on, I was like, "There's Raver. Raver's here." But it was like those scenes though, they really gave the story a bit more of a pop and a standout moment, because as Quinn was talking through their investigations, they were getting more frantic while they were telling that story. So, and Quinn also seems just maybe a little bit obsessed with the investigation and maybe a little unhinged as well, which Paisley kind of mentioned at the beginning of the episode. So it's interesting. But you also got to think that could cause issues for Evelyn then, if Quinn is still so adamant that Evelyn's some big bad who maybe even has something to do with what's going on. But before anything else can play into that, Herrick announces that there's only 5 minutes left in the challenge, and the team that has less than 1 token, so 0 tokens, Herrick, that's generally how that works, will be up for elimination. And then that's when Celeste realizes they haven't even tried to win the challenge. They've just been sat talking, and she just has this moment where she's like, oh, geez. So she runs off panicking, trying to get someone to give them a token, to no avail. While Quinn frantically asks what happens when people get eliminated, because Quinn still didn't get that explained to them. It is interesting during this scene as well to note that 2 of the players that Herrick created, Plasma Ball and Leapstar, say exactly the same lines when Celeste asks for help.
My apologies, playing card. My team has already handed all our tokens in.
Yeah, not at all creepy, and not at all what they have been programmed to say, I suppose. Have they been programmed specifically to say that because only if Celeste asks for help, though? because they do specifically say playing card. Again, how manufactured are these challenges? How preempted are they by Herrick? Because that is interesting. But regardless, Celeste does not get any assistance. Leaves her completely devastated, frustrated that she didn't focus on the challenge when Sundial appears and mentions that treachery is on their heels. And Celeste asks for help, but yeah, no. Sundial just says that maybe Celeste needs to be a bit more selfish if she wants to succeed. Which, again, is a very interesting line. Maybe you've got to put yourself first. Now and again. Celeste and Quinn are then teleported to a wooden stage. The wooden stage from the preview picture we got to announce that the episode was coming out in 3 days. Yes, and everyone else is surrounding the stage, looking on at them. And everyone realizes that those two forgot to do the challenge. Yeah. Cooper goes to try and help, but Evelyn prevents him from doing so. Says it's too dangerous. Nope. We just got to let this play out. Again, what can you do? Herrick's in charge of all this stuff and is in control of everything. So, I mean, it makes sense that Evelyn said, no, don't try and help. But at the same time, again, does Evelyn have some kind of motive here as well to let this play out? But it's very... everything's hanging on a thread right now. And Herrick then dishes out a proposal. Yeah, bit of a longer clip, this one. And all I'm going to say is buckle up.
Could I please get an explanation?
I'll cut you a deal, playing card. A vote would be fun, yes. But would you not prefer to take things into your own hands? Take charge of your own destiny?
Celeste?
You or them? Be polite. Look at me. Up here. Mr. Moon calls for 5 seconds. Your life or theirs? 1, 2,
Please!
3,
Celeste, please don't do this!
4.
I'm sorry, Quinn. I choose myself.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think it would.
Herrick, that's enough!
Winter time, winter time. It's time for winter time.
Stop!
Oh. That's another one for the 2 dark counter. I don't know why this one hurt me so much. I don't know why. One of the two was going to go. One of the two was going to go. It was going to be painful either way. But those wirification scenes, that's the second one we've seen, and they are really, really rough. They are really hard to watch. Oh, jeez. The too dark counter gets one on for sure. There's absolutely no arguments about that. I feel like every single episode of TRIPWIRE is going to add to the object shows a too dark counter. I just do not think we're going to get an episode where that is not added to of this show. So yeah, this one was rough. But it also is why Herrick brought Quinn here specifically. Well, it could be two reasons. One, Quinn's been investigating Evelyn and those disappearances. Two, Celeste knows Quinn, knew Quinn. And also, this was a ploy to make sure that those two were the two that were up and to bring out a part of Celeste that maybe she didn't want to show or kind of force her hand, try and break her maybe. I don't really know, but it was definitely intentional that those two ended up being up for elimination and that Herrick gave Celeste specifically the decision whether to save herself or to save Quinn. It's like, what would you do if it's your life or in someone else's, no matter how well you know them? That's what made that so much harder to watch, and it was Celeste's reaction too. I'm gonna cry. This one hit really hard, okay? This one hit really hard. And like seeing Quinn begging her not to kill them, oh, that's going to emotionally damage Celeste a lot. So like seeing how her character is going to react to doing this, going forward from the next episodes, is going to be like interesting and painful. Celeste is going to be like a shell, just going to be a hollow shell. I don't know how she's going to recover from doing this. But and also during that wirification scene, there was also a callback to the snowy scene we saw when Quinn first got like, you know, poofed to the enclosure at the beginning of the episode, and also plays into the teaser picture we got because that was a snowy scene as well. Oh, where things go from here is, I mean, anybody's guess. You know, it seems very clear though. Herrick is going to try and ensure that certain players stick around longer than others. Some of them have more of a role to play in this story, and things maybe things are maybe meant to come into light. Things are maybe meant to be revealed about these people. It does all seem to be very part of a very specific plan, which I don't think Herrick is the only one in charge of. There's something else going on in the background here. I did have one other question that I wanted to throw out there. That's the end of the episode. But one other thing I had in mind is, are they going to add Quinn's wirified body to the cabin like Raphael's is around the back of the cabin? Are all wirified players still some kind of alive? Like I was saying, it's like, what is it, being dead but alive at the same time? Because Raphael was trying to communicate but could only say hurt. Is Quinn going to end up the same? But like if they're not entirely dead, is there some kind of way to bring them back? This enclosure is not standard reality. Because we've seen that people can get killed and brought back, because Madeline got killed, and Madeline mentioned it, and Evelyn mentioned it, sorry. Evelyn mentioned being killed and brought back so many times in episode 1. Maybe that was kind of her punishment for whatever she did, you know? I just need to know. I don't need to know. Please don't anybody tell me. Just don't tell me either way, because like let's just let this play out. Because anybody who happens to be in the know, don't tell me. But I'm living in hope that there's some way that they can survive this, right? Because I need to live with some optimism, okay? Because I was destroyed by this episode. Totally destroyed by it. And before we move on from TRIPWIRE, I just needed to say, don't know if Sentry's going to pop in and watch this breakdown or anything of the episode. My mental breakdown, no, my breakdown of the episode. And I also don't know. I'm bad at reading context in posts sometimes. But Sentry also posted saying episode 4 is going to be so much better, I swear. Or going to be like essentially trying to. It sounded like Sentry was saying that episode 3 wasn't very good. Listen, you made a 40-year-old burst into tears. You're doing good, okay? You're doing good. It's a good show. It's a really good show. Faith. I have faith in you. Even though I'm just like emotionally drained after watching every episode so far. So keep up the amazing work, Sentry and the team. You're doing amazing. It's an amazing story, and I love the just little lead-ins of little pieces here and there. It's really good. It's awesome. Keep up the amazing work. Okay, over to derpadon now, and derpadon, little bit of a, it's time for the 10 hint. More stuff on the way. Thank you, viewers. I mean, not tons of information, of course, but it's something. I mean, it just says that 10 is being worked on, which would follow on episode 9. That does make sense. Thanks, derpadon. Hope everything's going well with wherever the show is so far. Do appreciate the update, though. That's not the only derpadon update we have today, though. Oh, no, because derpadon also hit 150,000 subscribers. I've been waiting for this. Been on 149, and it's like every day I was waking up going, 150s today. 150s definitely today. Definitely going to get 150 today. It happened. It happened. Big congrats, derpadon. Totally deserved. It's time for is an amazingly fun and chaotic, wondrous, I was going to call it a little show. It's actually pretty big. It's pretty vast when you consider all the little bits and pieces going on. And hey, onwards and upwards. Awesome work. Keep up the amazing stuff that you're doing. Also, did post a very quick little video to say thanks for 150k, which I have to roll here quickly.
You know, sometimes it's tough being the main character. It's so much to do, it's so much work, but it's alright though. I appreciate everyone who took me on this journey. Hopefully, you're all ready for the new era of 57 Ball.
Yo, who was that guy?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, don't need to say more than that. That kind of very fits with their theme of just bonkers. That's the theme. Bonkers. That's it. Sums it up quite nicely, I'd say. Keep it going, everybody. You're doing awesome. Go over to IFAF now, and I love this. I just got into a prestigious art college with object show slop. For context, or / those who know, submitted the Orc 2 fight scene and other scenes from the show. That was... I love this. This is really cool. I am over the moon. IFAF, you totally deserve it. I am so proud of you. You're going to do amazing things. Sorry, you're going to keep doing amazing things. Also, Orc is not slop. I know you're kidding around, but honestly, it's such a fun show. And if you haven't seen, so we've the fight scene clip has been used before in an episode of this. If you have not watched that episode or just haven't seen the scene or haven't seen Orc, I've got to roll you the fight scene clip that IFAF's talking about here.
お前のチームが死んだよ。
And I did too! What? We're speaking Japanese? Bokumo! Anata no! Team! Wah! Gone by my hands. Sorry, I don't fully speak.
強いことを考えて、小さいアリくん。あなたに力強いを見せましょう。始める。
Arigato.
え？何？
Okay, I hope you're ready. Think fast.
引っかかった。
Whoa, I did not expect all that.
悪くない。痛い。いいじゃないの。やりますね。今度負けない。
Oh! Baka! You smell like cheese!
Yeah, it's so good. It's amazing. I am over the moon. I'm so proud. And I like, it's just, it fills me with such joy to see people who work on shows just get that recognition that they deserve for the hard work they do. Even if some of them maybe don't think it's hard work, it's honestly just wonderful to see. Just awesome stuff. Congrats, IFAF. Have a great time at college. Oh, I know you will, and you're gonna do awesome. All right, super quick Jack and Jellyfy update. They expanded TPOT 20 to even more cinemas in the US. Still just the US, but at this point, we all know that it's just going to be US. It is what it is. It's still amazing though. It's another cinema chain that they expanded it to, so there's loads more people, loads more fans down in the US there that get the chance to go and see it, which is fantastic. Super over the moon for everybody that gets to see it, and for the Jack and Jellyfy team for like this big thing. You know, it's such a big win for like indie animation. It's so cool. But TPOT 20 cinemas on the 17th of October. 16th of October. Did I say 17th? Cinemas on the 16th of October, YouTube on the 17th of October. I am going to probably do a special one-off Object Show Roundup episode to go over that episode. The thing is, it comes out on a Friday. Friday is usually when I record these. So at first I was thinking, well, that's kind of good. It gives me a whole week to break it down before the next week's episode. But if it's a really big episode and it's going to take a long time for me to go through it and talk about it, it maybe should get its own thing. Now, this isn't something I want to do all the time. I do like to do all the updates just in one video. It's all in one place. People can pick and choose if they just want updates on the shows they particularly follow, or a show they've been meaning to watch maybe, or something like that. So this isn't something I want to do too much, but it's just this TPOT 20, it seems like it's going to be massive. And I don't want to just cram it into an episode with lots of other things going on that I'll be talking about who knows what else in the other episode. So it might have to be a one-off episode that I maybe try and record over that weekend after the 17th, and then I try and get it up midweek. It could be like a random off-the-cuff episode, except not, because it's not an off-the-cuff. It's not like a small topic. It's a whole thing. So I'm still figuring that out, but that's probably what's going to happen with TPOT 20. Just so you know ahead of time. It's not given special preference. This is what I'm worried about. I just want to say it out loud right now. It's not me trying to give like special preference to Jack and Jellyfy because they're one of the biggest or the biggest Object Show channel. It's just because it's such a big event. You know, if anybody released a really big episode of something, I would probably do the same. It just happens to be that TPOT 20 is the first one that's come around like this since I started doing this. And there's lots of big story stuff to go through. There's gonna be. So that's it. I just wanted to say it just because I didn't want people to feel like he's like, oh, I'll see. Yeah. Alright, I'll see which one he likes more. There's no specific favourite, okay? I don't play favourites around here. I talk about anyone and everyone I come across who make object shows that I get invested in. Okay? Let's leave it there. All right. I didn't mention this in the intro, and usually I do mention this kind of thing in the intro, but I'll be honest, I just forgot. Did me and Ruby watch another show this week? Did we add another one to our list? Yes, we did. Got to give a big shout out though to Juice Loser, who was commenting on my the most recent episode of Object Show Roundup to give me the extra push I needed to actually watch this show, because it kind of has popped up a few times. In fact, I think I've watched one of the videos before, but I just never dived into the rest of it. So anyway, we watched This is Scrapbook this week, and I have to say, what a ride this was. It's currently spread out over 10 videos. One of them is actually just a teaser for the video after it, but it does contain plot elements. So it's like, I'm going to say all 10 kind of play a part in the story. And you could watch the whole thing. I'll say this right now. You could watch the whole thing in just over 30 minutes. So it's you could get through it so quick. And I swear it is one of the most bloody life-affirming and joyous little shows that I have come across. But as always, before we dive into This is Scrapbook, spoiler warning, if you haven't gone in and watched it yet, I am going to be talking about all the things that happen in the episodes. It's not like, it's spoilers because there's story, but it's not like, I don't know, it's weird. We're talking about all the episodes, and we're giving away things that happen and plot points, so yeah, it's still spoilers. I don't know why I'm saying it wouldn't be spoilers. There's definitely spoilers coming up, okay? So if you haven't watched This is Scrapbook, and you're planning to at some point, then this is your cue to move on along to the next chapter, and then maybe pop back after you watch it. but oh, I had such a good time watching it. It's a lovely little slice of life / coming of age story about Scrapbook, who starts doing his own video blog on NetTube to talk about himself, what he's up to, the things he likes, and stuff. Just like so many people do, they start these little video logs. And from that very first little video where he first starts setting everything up, I'm not watching it and I'm going, this feels oddly familiar somehow. Okay, I can relate. So the series starts when Scrapbook's 12 and gets a Skyphone, not an iPhone reference at all, don't worry about it, from his grandma, much to his mother's annoyance, in the same way Scrapbook's recording with the phones, and I was like, you shouldn't be getting all this kind of stuff. But anyway, he gets it so he can record videos on it. And the story so far takes him through like a lot of different things. And it, like, as the videos progress, well, we'll see. Look, we'll just go through it. So the second video goes through, he's meant to be talking about his favorite show, but he actually runs into some bullies from school.
First of all,
And you know, I feel like we've all been there. You're kind of like in a situation where we feel like we need to hide or cut down a side street that's going to take you 10 extra minutes to get home just because you don't want to walk past this group of people or this one person. It just felt so flippin' relatable when I watched it. But then, you know, that sometimes gives you an opportunity to make a new friend.
they just keep teasing me for no reason. And they sorta, kinda picked on me for carrying around an old Skyphone. It's just not fair.
Well, you're just different from them. And sometimes people aren't the best at interacting with others they don't understand. But that's okay. I'm Glitters, by the way. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Scrapbook. I'm a freshman.
Is that your Skyphone?
Oh crap! I forgot I was doing a vlog for my NetTube channel!
A vlog, huh? Hey viewers, I'm Glitters. On behalf of Scrapbook, I want to say thank you very much for watching this vlog. It's nice to know you guys are there for him.
See, now this is super adorable. I was already all in. I was all in by this point. I mean, it's like I knew this was something that was going to pull me right on in. Glitters, after that, also gifts Scrapbook with a star sticker, which he sticks on his front cover there, and it stays on him for the rest of the show up to where we are now, which is like a really cute little touch. It's like it's just the first little addition to his cover. So, and then after that, we see Scrapbook going to his first convention with Glitters, who's graduated high school by this time, and her friend Cam. Fantastic little quirky bunch of weirdos. I love them. And then at the convention, Scrapbook eyes another sticker of some hydrangeas, which he also buys and then adds to his cover as well. Then they all head back to their room. There's an adorable scene. I love this so much, of Cam and Scrapbook making bracelets. I love this.
So, you go peace, love, unity, respect. And then we swap. And there you go.
Whoa.
It fits you.
It's too cute. Honestly. Also, yes, Scrapbook's bracelet colors are incredibly intentional, as he is canonically pansexual. And yeah, this is another connection I made. Another connection I felt with this character. Honestly, as the show went on, I just built such a I felt these little extra connections, and I felt like such a bond with them as the show went on. Flag's right behind me. It's right there. The vlog after this one, it's a bit more of a down note. It shows Scrapbook explaining how he's told off by his mother for spending all of his savings at the convention and how he's not allowed to go anymore. She also told him to think hard about his future as his grades at school were struggling, and also, brought his dad into the argument. At this point, we haven't seen or heard from Scrapbook's dad. We don't really know what the deal is there. We can assume he's not around. In the first little video, he must have recorded it either just after or just before something happened, because he says he lives with his mom and sister, and then before he says dad, it kind of cuts out, like he's edited the word dad out. So, I mean, that was kind of already instilled in there. But seeing Scrapbook so upset, it was this big tonal shift, because, I mean, the bully scene was a bit like, he was really worried about running the bullies, but met glitters, so it was kind of like we got the upbeatness again by the end. But this was like a big tonal shift in the show, and then and seeing him cry, it was really hard to watch that. Really hard. I mean, we're still only like not even probably 10 minutes into this yet, and I already felt terrible seeing him cry. It's like affected me so much so quickly. The next video shows Scrapbook walking into a room, hopping up onto a chair, and starting an interview for like an internship at like a computer company after graduating high school. It's worth noting that in this video he's got a padlock on the side of his cover, as if he's trying to lock away or like hide the memories he made in the past. Maybe trying to hide who he really is from other people. But when he's asked if he has any hobbies, we hear like sound bites from his early NetTube videos as he like really struggles to answer, and it's like he's like fighting with himself internally, In the next video, Scrapbook declares he's going to stop making uploads for NetTube because nobody understands it, or people call it cringe. Listen, we love cringe around here. I do not care if people think I am cringe. I am genuinely who I am. And I only embraced my true self, including my sexuality, a couple of years ago. I kept this all in for so long. I'm going all out now, and you can't stop me. So that was why it kind of hurt to see this video too, because this is Scrapbook kind of ditching all of the stuff that he wants to do, and just like locking everything inside. And I'm like, it was so sad. And I'm sitting here and it's like, no. I mean, he also blames NetTube for him being held back a year at high school. Then he starts to cry again, thinking about how he's lost touch with glitters, but he tries to hold back those emotions.
And glitters. Oh, glitters. I hope you're seeing this. It's been a while since your last message. I miss you. I hope you're doing okay in college, in your new life. No. Mom says boys can't cry. Men can't cry. Mom always did say that the reason Dad left was because he went to pursue his own passions, and that made everyone miserable. And I am not going to make the same mistake as him. I hope you guys understand. Anyway, thought I'd make this just to let everyone know. I'm heading to work. Thanks for all the memories, I guess. Take care. This is Scrapbook, signing off.
So yeah, we finally hear some of the story about Scrapbook's dad and how he left the family, and now Scrapbook's determined to not make the same mistake. I'm not doing the same thing he did, and he thinks that by scrapping his dreams, that's how he can achieve this. But this little video leads absolutely wonderfully into the 7th episode, which is like, it's a big musical number. And it's so beautifully sung, because it's from the perspectives of like the two different eras of like young Scrapbook and old Scrapbook, and then a character called Bismuth, and Livy Chibatri, Ridge Rochon, and Jules do the singing, and they're so good. It's absolutely fantastic. I am not going to spoil too much of the concept of the episode here, because honestly, this is one that's much better to be just experienced. You've got to like just dive into the whole thing, and just you need to see this through on its own, because without me throwing loads of stuff at you about it. But like, the story's basically Scrapbook working in his internship, find himself thinking of the life he used to have, making his NetTube videos, hanging out with his friends, and then he realizes that giving all of that up was a big mistake as he reconnects with his younger self. It's so lovely. It's so nice. It made me cry my eyes out. It's genuinely beautiful, and it made me look inside myself and how, since I crash landed in the OSC early this year, and like my drive to make videos here on this platform has come back again. I mean, I was doing Let's Plays, but I was just like, it was just Let's Play by numbers, you know. I was just kind of rattling through stuff, not really. I was just like, I'm just playing games for the sake of playing games. I really enjoy doing this, and I've made so many awesome connections and friendships and just like joy, and like I'm so happy to be here and a part of this community. Even if this tiny little smidge, this tiny little bit of dust in the corner, I absolutely love doing this. And watching this episode, watching this music number basically go through a lot of the same emotions I had been feeling in my own life. Again, I just keep connecting with this show. It hit me so hard so many times. And it's like, I'm Scrapbook here. This is also me. I'm also feel the same way. This is why I have the bracelets on, by the way, because of Scrapbook wearing the pan bracelet. These are actually funny. These are all the kiddos' bracelets, by the way, made by one of their friends for their birthday. I had to wear the 4 of my favorite characters, so I've got I've got a polka dot from It's Time for That. I've got Top Hat from Nightly Manor. I've got Bot from Inanimate Insanity and Fiery from BFDI. Sorry, I didn't need to go through all the bracelets. I don't know. I just needed to rein myself in a little bit because I could feel the tears coming. I'm not trying to stop them like Scrapbook tried to stop them, but it's like it'll take me longer to get through the video if I suddenly start crying all over the place. I'll save it. They were there though. I managed to hold them off pretty well. But like genuinely, absolutely love doing these videos. And like if I can cheer up one person's day by talking about their show or their favorite show, then mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, this journey of rediscovery leads Scrapbook to make amends with his mother and sister. The next vlog shows them all sitting to enjoy a meal together. Bibimbap! I love me a nice bibimbap. My wife, yeah. So it's like this. It looks so good as well. It looks like such a. I'd eat it. It looks delicious. And then talking about moving into a new house somewhere closer to the college that Scrapbook's going to be attending. So yes, Scrapbook is going to college. It's just a delightful episode again. This one, his mother and his sister both apologize for how they've acted in the past. Scrapbook then asks if his dad will see them in their new place.
Do you think Dad will get to see us in a new place? See how far we've come?
Well, of course, dear. He's going to be so proud of you. And I'm so proud of you. Genuinely. Are you good, Scrapbook?
Yeah, it's gonna get hard to get used to that.
Have your NetTube viewers heard what Dad sent you?
Oh, no, actually. I think I'll share that eventually. Oh yeah, NetTube, my dad actually sent us an audio message, and I would love to share with you guys what he said in another video.
So, you know, not only has Scrapbook found peace with his mother and sister, his dad's also reached out to him. Tears. So many, absolutely just tears again. It's just so nice. It's you know, it's just so lovely. It really is. The next vlog is then just solely a recording of Scrapbook's phone, playing the message that his dad left for him. It's moving again. I've cried already, but like the tears just hadn't stopped by this point. We just rolled from one set of crying into another set of crying. And like we learn about his dad's remorse for leaving the family, expresses how proud he is of his son, and I just have to slip in just the end of the message here.
I know I don't speak for all dads, but I know I'm probably not the only dad who might have regrets. We're all trying to find our place in this world after all. Well, I guess I'll see you around. Take care.
Yeah. You know, and I as a dad myself, sometimes I feel the same way. I was like, maybe I could have done this better. You are always thinking about what you could do better, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Jeez. It's also fun to note, though, by the way, that the voice of Easel, Scrapbook's dad, was provided by Brian Koch, the co-creator of Inanimate Insanity. I knew, I could sense hints of fan in that voice. When I first watched that video, I was like, that sounds like there's a bit of fan in there. Yeah, and yeah, I just got him, yep, and that's who it was. And then the final video so far is of Scrapbook reconnecting with some old and making a new friend.
What's up, NetTube? Today I'm having some happy bug with my friends.
Heya!
Hi.
Oh, and
Oh, we're doing this now? Hello!
Yes! Glitters and Cam are back. Oh, and joined by Sprinkles, who Glitters met at college. And it seems like her and Glitters might have a thing going on. Maybe, possibly, maybe. I don't know. But they're adorable either way. And it's just so nice to see Scrapbook just like coming back around again like this. And like we also find out that Cam's a truck driver, pays really well apparently. And then Cam's like, this is great because it'll pay for the Comic-Con visit. Scrapbook also reveals that he's still way into My Limping Peacocks. Definitely MLP. I wonder what that could be referencing to. And once again, I say, me and Scrapbook are peas in a pod. Have you seen my shelf behind me? You might not be able to see it probably because of the camera, but I have ponies on there. I've got a lot of. I've got them all on there. It's like, stop. Honestly, this show resonated with me way too much. And honestly, rewatching it through again to make my notes for this episode made me cry all over again. Like I've cried like 3 days in a row this week. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Crying is healthy. But, oh, geez, I feel so connected. And I know I'm not the only one. This show has reached so many people, which is why it got recommended to me. I know that. And the episode ends on such a sweet note as well.
And I can't wait to see you go absolutely wild on My Limping Peacocks again, just like last time. You're still into that, yeah?
why, yes, I am. I don't think I'll ever grow out of it.
That's totally valid. We're cringe, but we're free, you know?
Indeedy. Hyperfixations are so freaking cool, yo.
And I know I'm gonna sound cheesy for saying this, but I want to make new memories with you again. We had so much fun, and we'll do that once more. Are you good, Scrapbook?
You guys are the best.
So what's next for you, Scrappy?
I don't know. I just hope we can all inspire others to do great things. But today, the world is ours to shape and enjoy.
To Scrapbook.
To Scrapbook.
Don't worry, Glitters. I didn't forget my Skyphone this time. So that was quite a roller coaster. But yes, the future is bright, life is good, and it's all thanks to these folks. And that goes for all of you too. I promise, I'll see you guys again. Let's all make wonderful memories wherever we can, no matter how simple. See ya!
See ya!
Yes, Sprinkles, we're cringe, but we're free. Goes back to before when Scrapbook was talking about people calling NetTube videos cringe and stuff. I don't care. I am doing what I enjoy doing, and I, like legitimately adore all of these shows that we have talked about since I started doing this show. And the creators, like, obviously I haven't interacted with all of them, the massively huge ones and stuff, but like the ones who have interacted with me have been just super nice. The Object Show community has been super nice, and like I just feel like I have found a place to be, and like honestly, and this show just really hammered that kind of feeling home for me. It's so sweet, it's so wholesome. I could watch it a million times. I probably will. It's a must watch for Object Show fans. Definitely ones who need definitely recommend for ones who need a little bit of light in their lives because of all the bloody high stakes and tragic events that are going across episodes of Object Shows at the moment. You know, so I think we could all use a show like this as Scrapbook to just turn to when we're feeling a bit down in the dumps, right? It was brilliant. It was really good. Katie J98, thank you. Thank you so much for making such a beautiful show. I loved it so much. A little quick note, the musical episode, initially when that got released, there was like a soundtrack and it was released on Bandcamp, and money that got put towards it, they were donating some of the money towards the Okra Project, which supports black trans people in the US. So I'm really sad that I missed out on that initially. So I grabbed a copy of the soundtrack from Bandcamp initially. I went to the Okra Project site and I also made a personal donation on behalf of Katie because I didn't know about them. So again, I was made aware of it because of the description of that video. So I will link to the Bandcamp page for the music. I will also link to the Okra Project as well, if anybody does want to do what I did. Again, no, thank you, Katie, so much for such a beautiful show. Honestly, I hope there are more episodes. Scrapbook does kind of hint that there'll be more videos, but that could just be that if it ended there, that'd be perfect as well, because it's just like everything came back around and Scrapbook is right back where he wants to be, hanging out with his friends and doing NetTube videos again, and going to college. Honestly, it could end there, but I do also want to see some more because I want to make some new memories. All right, over to Krispifishh now, and Crispy posted some more art. Some more art. Which, again, I always appreciate. Whenever I see a Krispifishh post pop up, I'm like, ooh, what have we got this time? And we've got this. She'd always carry that around. A futile attempt to stop time. I wouldn't blame her, though, as I do the same. I guess the only difference is I wear it proudly like a frame, whereas she'd hide it within the deepest part of her mind. Parker. So we got that little bit of a quote there, but then we also got another clip too. Crispy's spoiling us this week, spoiling us. So yeah, thanks for that, Crispy, as always. Really appreciate the updates. We had a nice little chat on another Crispy post as well. Crispy posted like some poetry that was really moved me. So yeah, thanks, Crispy, just for being just a regular poster, right? Again, it's about the interaction. It's about creators interacting, and it's just really nice when they keep updates like this ticking. And again, I know some of them are huge and they've got their own things going on and people have other things going on, but I just like it. I just like to have these kinds of back and forths. It's just really enjoyable to me. And Krispifishh also worked on a scene for TRIPWIRE 3, by the way. I ain't going to mention it though, because if you skipped the TRIPWIRE 3 discussion, I don't want to spoil it for you, but good stuff, Crispy. You did good on that too. Awesome. All right, so maukitt posted as well this week. maukitt needs help with Sacrificially Solitary. maukitt needs animators, sound designers, background artists, and storyboarders. So I'm going to pop a link to this YouTube video. I'm going to pop a link to the Discord server as well. So if anybody wants to help out with Sacrificially Solitary, get on over there, give maukitt a shout. This show is amazing. I would hate to see this show have to stop or go on a long hiatus because of this. Please help if you can. Sacrificially Solitary needs to stay alive. Get over there and help maukitt out. Okay, over to the update I kept putting off in the intro, even though I wanted to keep talking about it. But now I'll talk about it. So the charity stream, I did a big charity stream to wrap up my Trevor Project campaign on the 28th of September. So last Sunday gone. And I did mention this, but the very, very wonderful SNAILVINE and the very, very wonderful Cherry did pop onto that stream, and we hung out, we talked. I tried not to throw too many curveball questions at them, but it was nice. It was also very nice. SNAILVINE very graciously went by Michael for the stream instead of Mikey. I was like, let's just make things a little bit easier for people. And also a big thanks again to VELVETNELL, who connected all of us together. Absolute champion. It was an amazingly fun time. I would love to do more stuff like that in the future. I honestly, it was just a genuine joy to have them on the stream with me, and really made the stream pop and stand out, and like to have super talented object show creators on the show, on the stream. And honestly, people in the chat were still talking about them well after they left the call. It was really nice, and I think it was really cool for a lot of my regular community who just really knows me for sitting and playing games all the time. I think it was nice for them to see another aspect of like kind of me as well. So it was a really fun time. Thank you so much for being there for me, and I will be splicing that stream video up, and the chat with all of us will be appearing here on YouTube at some point. It's going to be a special Object Show Roundup off the cuff episode, and that is kind of off the cuff because, you know, we were talking kind of off the cuff, right? I pre-planned a few little things, but the conversation just generally flowed, and it was really good. Thank you very much, you three, for being there. Velvet wasn't on the voice call, but Velvet was chatting away in the Discord chat, so, you know, Velvet still got a little bit of involvement there. You're all fantastically awesome, and I hope we stay in touch, because you're all super cool. Alright, over to Wuggolo now, and Fusion, together for Lockvasion updates. So from what I gathered, and from what I've seen, because Wuggolo's been doing all the promoting of Lockvasion, I think Lockvasion is just this. I think Lockvasion is just Object Lockdown episode 14, which is called Crisis. All we know so far is that it is releasing this month. That's it. There's no date. We're just going to have to wait and see. But we do know that's what the title is. I could be wrong. There could maybe there will be an Object Invasion episode as well. But from what I've seen, Wuggolo's the only one who's talked about it specifically, and it does say that the crossover episode features Fusion animation. So I feel like Fusion is helping to work on Object Lockdown 14, so that is the one event. This is the crossover event. It's this episode. So looking like it's going to be fun. Loving that screenshot. Going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. Ooh, and don't forget, Wuggolo said that this was kind of like a mid-season finale for Object Lockdown as well. So could either finish on a big cliffhanger, it could finish with something being resolved and then a fresh part of the story starts next time. We'll have to wait and see, but I am excited either way because, oh my word, these two legends getting together and working on an episode of something like this, oh, it's going to be glorious. Wuggolo also posted a Q&A video. So she posted asking for questions in a YouTube post. I think maybe over on X as well, asking for questions. I posited one, but It's fine. It didn't get answered. It's cool. It's fine. I can't be the center of attention all the time. I understand. But it's a really cool video, and like Wuggolo is really cool at answering all the questions, and like it's really nice. And again, this plays back to what I said when I was talking about Crispy doing the regular posts and stuff like that. This is the kind of stuff that's really cool and keeps you connected with a show and a creator that you really enjoy. It's like I am all for this kind of thing only when it's possible. Sometimes I know it can get overwhelming and like you can't talk to every single person. It's like I understand. I try to. But if things ever take off, it's like I probably can't. I probably wouldn't be able to do that anymore. But I try. But I understand that they can't all do it. I do get it. So I do enjoy these when they happen. Highly recommend checking out this Q&A video, actually. It's got some really cool questions and some really cool responses in it. Definitely worth checking out. Thanks so much, Wuggolo, for doing this. Really appreciate your interaction with everybody. And gosh, now we just wait for Object Lockdown 14, don't we? Wow. Okay, and that'll wrap things up for another episode of Object Show Roundup. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Added another new creator and show to the list today. That list keeps growing. How long will it get? I don't know. How much time do I have? I'm going to be really stuck one week when like 6 episodes of things come out and say, I don't know how I'm going to do all of this. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it and then blow it up on the way past or something. I don't know. I'm all pumped up. I'm all pumped up because like I said, TRIPWIRE 3 was great. Not super, as usual, heavy episode. This is Scrapbook was awesome and really lifted me back up again. And like, I'm just feeling really positive. I'm in a really great time. And I just really enjoy being here and I really enjoy doing this. And like, even if only one person watches this one, I don't mind because that's enough for me. All right. I'm gonna get all mushy again on you. I'm gonna go. I'll go. I'll leave so you can go and enjoy the rest of your weekends. Yes. Go and do that. Go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep watching object shows. Keep creating object shows. Keep finding new object shows. Have yourselves an awesome one, everybody. And I will see you in the next episode of Object Show Roundup. Toodles with my bracelets.